Hi guys, I'm Karan Gokani, co-founder of Hoppers in London, and I'm here on Chefs Making Snacks. Today, to celebrate South Asian Heritage Month, I'm going to be making the ultimate Sri Lankan sub. So let's get cooking.
That was good, but you knocked that so I can hear it.
Okay, fine. This?
Yeah.
Could you hear that?
Yeah.
That's B-roll. So first off, I'm going to be making one of my favorite Sri Lankan condiments, the Pol Sambol. So for that, you first need a pestle and mortar, chili flakes first. They can be quite hot. Give them a little bit of a crush. And then the vital ingredient, Maldive fish flakes. You could get these at most Sri Lankan or Asian grocers. Just a little crush. So you want those flakes really nicely pounded up because this is the opportunity you have to break them down. Chili is going to hit you as well. I can already feel it in my nose. It's clearing out my sinuses, but it's beautiful. Next off, shallots. It was a conversation at my wedding with my brother-in-law, and we started talking. We said, look, there is this desire. We want to eat Sri Lankan food. We want to eat South Indian food. We did a long trip across Sri Lanka. We got all this inspiration, came back, and before we knew it, we had Hoppers on Fritz Street, a tiny 40-seat restaurant. It's been a phenomenal journey since. Now that's the level to which I want it bashed up. It's beautifully red. Remember, using a pestle and mortar is key to this. You know, when you use a food processor, you're chopping, so it just makes it into smaller particles, whereas here, you're breaking it up, you're opening the cells up, and that's why there's this different texture, different burst of flavors. When I get to this stage, a little squeeze of lime juice in there. A nice kick of lime is going to balance it all out. Now the final ingredient, freshly grated coconut. Begin by just giving it a quick mix and just watching those colors come together. And then finally, the most important thing, taste. Just going to add a touch of pepper to that and then a pinch of salt. And that's my Pol Sambol done. Let's move on to the next bit. I think it's a hard one. It's a bit like which one of your children is your favorite. I love a kottu roti. It's this incredible one-pot meal. You can go around Sri Lanka after a big night out and you can hear the sound of it. You've got these guys clanking metal paddles and making this on hot plates fresh, and it is the nicest food you can have at 3 o'clock in the morning after a big night out. So we do that at Hoppers. It is, again, one of my absolute favorite dishes. So next off, we're moving on to Seeni sambal, a beautiful caramelized onion, sweet and spicy relish. Start off with heating a pan with some rapeseed oil. Get some cloves, green cardamom and cinnamon stick in. Fry that off for about 30 seconds and then go in with fresh curry leaves and fresh pandan leaves. Fry them off for another 30 seconds and then go in with your sliced red onions. Now you really want to brown them off. You're cooking and cooking and cooking on a medium heat, stirring all the time until they get deep brown, a little crisp and really evenly colored all over. I thought for you guys, this would be phenomenal. A snack at home, you know, what better than a Subway sandwich, which has all the classics. There's not an intention to make it a fusion dish, a word I hate, but it works. Some sugar, chili flakes, Maldive fish, crushed up a little bit this time. And then finally, some tamarind. Really important ingredient in this recipe, and it's gonna add a lovely citrus to it. If you don't have it, you can squeeze some lime in instead. So South Asian Heritage Month, I think, you know, we live in such an incredible city. What I love about London, what I love about England is how cosmopolitan it is. And I think it's amazing to have events like this that just celebrate different cultures, that allow people to actually have this insight into the cultures. And I think what's really important is it doesn't become a celebration of a little clique of you just doing stuff with your friends and your people from the community, but I think you need to be welcoming because it's more than just a time to celebrate your culture. It's a time to show it off and actually involve other people in celebrating it. Right, now we're going in for the most important ingredient of our sub, the chicken. And we're gonna add a whole layer of spice to it. So first off, your fresh curry leaves into the oil. You can never have enough of these. As soon as they sizzle, the onions. Now, unlike the Seeni sambal, you don't want to cook these onions off to completely brown. You just want to saute them so they go slightly translucent, and then you're ready to go in with the rest. Little hit of salt, banana chilies or green peppers. Now, very important, jaffna or Sri Lankan roasted chili powder, and then a touch of turmeric. Give that a stir till it's nicely mixed into the oil, frying for 30 seconds. You don't want to burn it, so be careful. And at this stage, dump my chicken into the pan. Little hit of pepper and then some mustard paste. So I'm using Sri Lankan mustard paste. I love mustard in a sandwich, so I've gone in pretty heavy with it. And then just make sure you give it all a stir. That's it, we're done. So once your Seeni sambals cool down and come to room temperature, all you want to do is mix it into some really nice mayo. Equal parts mayo and sambal, give it a good mix, and you're good to build your sandwich. On camera, smile. Come build the sandwich with me. Yeah? No, it's okay. Right guys, so the hard work is now done and this is the most fun bit, building the sub. So here we've got our brioche roll toasted in butter. So Seeni sambal mayo, nice generous helping of it, both top and bottom. You can't have enough mayo in a sandwich, can you? Next, going in with some fresh coriander and then good helping of your curried chicken. And then finally, the Pol Sambol. Just look at the colors on that. I love it. It's got all these flavors, it's got beautiful colors. And then last but not the least, fresh Indian green chilies. It's a beautiful, beautiful flavor. Right guys, enough talking. This looks gorgeous and I can't wait to tuck in. Actually, I don't even know where to attack this from. Now that, I know I've made it myself and I hate it when people eat their own food and go on about it, but that is beautiful. These things just work together. The Pol Sambal gives me a lovely freshness. The curry is a nice hot burn at the back, but it's beautiful. Seeni sambal mayo just works perfectly because that sweetness from the onion, the moldy fish, the mayo, fresh coriander, chilies. You're gonna love this. I can't wait for you to try this. Another thing I love doing is when we do these videos, just giving people more recipes than they expect. So there was a recipe for Pol Sambal, for Seeni sambal, and then obviously the sub itself. I'd like to think that the sandwich is really quite accessible for people because it will kind of get you preparing 2 or 3 really classic sambals, but in that way kind of introduces you to a cuisine. Had I gone and done a full Sri Lankan spread, you might still be excited to go and try it, but there might be people who are like, you know, this is too alien for me. Hopefully this is that first step, or you just come to the restaurant and you try the authentic stuff as well. Guys, I've just wolfed down that sandwich and there's a party of flavors in my mouth. Now this is something I've only created for chefs making snacks and I think it works beautifully. In fact, you might just find this at the restaurants very soon. But before that, go ahead, make it yourselves at home and tell me what you think. I'm Karan Gokani from Hoppers London. You can find me at Karan Cooks, Hoppers London, and obviously Twisted. And hopefully see you guys very, very soon.